Welcome to Japan According to Akil. Everything you wanted to know or didn't think you needed to know about Japan. Hello YouTube, what's going on? This is my YouTube premiere. It's not the premiere of the podcast in and of itself, but I've been at this podcast for a couple of years and I finally decided to make the leap onto YouTube, doing baby steps though. So this is just my introduction to you formally if you're not a listener of the podcast, which you probably aren't because at this point in time I'm uploading it. I don't really have that many listeners, but in an effort to kind of expand the podcast, get more information out, I decided to kind of go back, re-listen to some old episodes. Currently, 74, 75 episodes deep into the podcast. Take some little nuggets, some niblets, pieces of the podcast, chop them up for you, teriyaki style, and give it to you on a different platform. And hopefully that will, spark some conversation, spark some interest in the podcast, in the topic in general, and add something to the dialogue about what's going on, like the intro says, in and around Tokyo. So this, but I didn't only want to do that. I also wanted to add something, a little spice onto it as well. So what I have is, I'm going to try and do some supplementary YouTube exclusive. Sorry, I don't have any soundboard or anything, but do some YouTube exclusive, introductions to the clips, let you know what's going on, what to expect from it. So in this one, what we have is literally the first episode I recorded like several years back, totally raw, totally uncut. And I basically just give a quick introduction about myself, and I get into a bit about some scandals that were going on at the time in Japan, still going on around here, but that was when I really noticed an increase of those type of stories. Again, I kind of cut out some of the other random stuff I'm talking about. Please excuse the audio quality, even this one now. I'm working on improving the audio quality of the podcast. You'll probably notice it moving forward, but this is totally raw. I'm recording this totally raw. But moving forward, again, I'd like to kind of put a better foot forward. I've been doing it for a while, getting a feel for it. I want to put a better foot forward in what we're doing. So hey, this is the next level in the evolution of this thing that I'm doing. I don't know, but but please give me a comment, give me a like, subscribe. There's more on the way, and enjoy. Hey, what's up? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this. Welcome to Japan According to Akil, the first #1 home for real live Japanese information, news, I guess, just pretty much anything, the real deal about life in Japan is kind of what I'm here to bring to you. I'm doing this podcast as a reply to a request from someone who follows me on Instagram. Shameless plug right now, at Akil, AKIL .Watson, WATSON, of course. So what I got here, I got my trusty Chicago mug full of white wine because I haven't been drinking lately, and I got a free pass from my wife, bonus, to drink. Well, not really. Let me just give you some background information about me. Pretty much, my name's Akil Watson. I'm an English teacher here in Japan, mostly in central Tokyo. But I've just moved to the suburbs of Tokyo this summer of 2017 because I have a son now, half Japanese son. Beautiful thing. Life is beautiful. I love it. But I needed more time to really focus on what I'm doing right now, online things. I have a small company I'm trying to get off the ground, an e-learning company, because I'm an English teacher and I love what the fuck I do. And, I realized that also people coming to Japan need information as well. They need to know what's going on really in Japan, not just like what you see in the headlines, not the crazy news, not the crazy stuff you see on YouTube, like the real deal stuff. I mean, not like Japan is super amazingly great, which it is. It's great. I love my life here. and also not like Japan's so freaking weird and Japanese people are freaking scary. Not scary. Japanese people aren't really scary, but Japanese people are like weirdos doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I want to be somewhere in the middle, right? I want to give you the real what I've seen here in since 2004. Well, I'm coming up on 13 years of my life here. Stuff I talk to people about every day, my coworkers, other foreign people I run across, and really just give you the real deal. So I think I'm sprinkled a little bit with the gift of gab, like hopefully. If you liking this, let me know. I'm not sure how we're gonna go. So, I'm really not cutting anything out. I'm not editing this. I kind of taken a page from Drink Champs, Noriega and DJ EFN. If you know about that, great podcast there, and they just keep it raw, man. So I'm all about that. So I'm gonna just flow with it. What I have, I think the format I've kind of come up with is I chose an article which I got in my trusty laptop, right? My bootleg old school laptop, which is like about 6 years old because I'm on a budget right now, trying to keep my company alive, keep these dreams alive. So I ain't got money for a new iMac, but I gotta keep it flowing. Anyway, so on my Lenovo, to my 2010 Lenovo, which weighs as much as a brick, it's pretty heavy. I found an article from Japan Times, and I'm gonna just talk about this a little bit. It is, if you want to check it out yourself. The title is "There's No Business Like Star's Personal Business." Now, so I'm gonna start with that, and then we're gonna flow. I'm gonna pull some things from my IG account and expand on them a bit. I blog on IG as well, so again, I'm really kind of working this format as I go. This is really raw. Like, sorry if it sucks, but I'm gonna try and get better at it. Anyway, this article, which is something I've been thinking about actually too quite a bit. Let me adjust my pop filter so that my back doesn't break. Sorry if while I'm doing this. All right, okay. So one thing I've been noticing in the news quite a lot, there's been quite a few celebrity scandals here in Japan, which you probably haven't heard about if you don't really live here. But pretty much celebrities have been caught cheating on their spouses left and right, doing dirt. And Japanese people really are eating it up. Like, I never really realized how much Japanese people were into this kind of crap. But the article kind of talks about that. I won't really go into the nitty gritty of it because I like to be kind of a positive person, and talking about like celebrity scandals and people like sleeping with underage girls and getting caught cheating on people and stuff like that. That's not really like how I want to become known. What I want to become known for. I'm pretty much like you can find a bunch of crap of that like anywhere online. What is interesting, and I think what will give you a lot of insight into the Japanese personality, is why this type of crap gets so much play, and what happens, more importantly, what happens when someone gets caught busted, when someone gets caught doing dirt in Japan is quite interesting. I've been observing this for the past year or so, and I'm starting to come up to a few conclusions, right? Just talking to Japanese people, getting a feel for what goes on, and it's kind of interesting, to be honest with you. Without getting into the specifics of one of the scandals they were talking about in the article, what happens is, like, any Japanese celebrity, they're given kind of free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. But they can't fuck up. You cannot fuck up. A politician can't fuck up. A celebrity can't fuck up. A TV personality can't fuck up. You can't fuck up in Japan. Like, honestly, it's really amazing how people will turn they fucking back on a celebrity so quickly in Japan if they do some dirt. Like, I mean, with exceptions, like, actually, someone you might know, Ken Watanabe, got caught up in a scandal, which I was like, oh snap, they got Ken Watanabe on the news, like, talking about he's cheating on his wife, like, damn. And it gets kind of crazy. It's really surreal. Like, I think Ken Watanabe, he's big enough where he can kind of get over that type of thing, but like a mid-level up-and-coming star or a politician or something like that, like, if you get caught like cheating on your spouse, or doing some dirt, or going to something with some money under the table, you washed up. Like, you done in these streets. Like, Japanese people gonna turn their back on you so fast. It is really amazing to see. Like, there was a celebrity, her name's Becky, of course, regular Becky. If you want to do some research on it, she was like the shit. Like, up until about like, I think this year, when her scandal happened, the beginning of this year or last year, I kind of forgot, because I'm not too much into it, but she was like kind of, I think that's right, it was this year, because like it was happened over Christmas. It was like Christmas last year, and like the whole thing was like she's kind of like the girl next door type, and she was on TV commercials all over the place. Like, she was like the shit, you know what I'm saying? But she got caught out there because she was some singer or something who was married and his wife was pregnant or something like that, and she went on a date with him for Christmas, and she was banging him, and blah blah blah, texting him, blowing, she was a side chick, I guess, and she wanted to be a side chick, and people found out, and Japanese people were like, nah. So she's been a blank off of TV for like 8 months. I think she did like her comeback kind of thing, with her haircut. You gotta like cut your hair, change your image. Like, if you fuck up here, if you're a celebrity, and maybe you can kind of come back from it. Kinda, but not to the level that you were before. That's kind of really the interesting thing about it. And I've kind of felt it. Like, this article was kind of interesting. I didn't read the whole thing, I'm going to be honest with you. I just grabbed the topic, and I think it might be interesting for you, the listener, to really get an idea about what goes on in Japan, like a little snapshot, some other information other than my voice. Because I've noticed it too. Like, there's just been scandal after scandal after scandal. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, these people like hiding out and goddamn under the cars, or like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, seeing like I saw a celebrity, like a few, just turn on the TV, like they got hidden cameras in his hotel room, like outside his hotel door, seeing him going in, and then 6 hours later he's coming out, and they running up on his house like, yo, we seen you with the chick you married, what's up with that? Like, they really doing anything that they can to get these ratings out here, and no celebrity is safe, so I mean, a lot of foreign people really come here with images or the idea that you're going to be a star, you're going to be a celebrity, you're going to be on TV. It's not really that hard. By the way, it's not really that hard to get on TV in Japan, to be honest with you. You can be an extra on a TV show. You can, I know like 20 people who've been on TV regularly. I've been on TV twice, and I just having people run up on me on the street like, hey man, can you read this, for our freaking quiz show? And then like, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And next thing you know, like, my wife's friends are like, oh yeah, I saw you on TV the other day. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, okay, cool. So if you're really in it for fame, like, the illusion of fame, I'll say your 15 minutes of fame, 15 seconds of fame, go for it when you come here. But, especially if you're in Tokyo, it's not that hard to get on TV. But, if you want to rise to the top, or really gunning for being like a top flight celebrity or whatever in Japan, like if that's what you're really trying to do, you're going to have to watch what you do behind closed doors. Because if the public gets one sniff of something like under the table or not on the up and up that you're doing, you out of here. You are out of here. It's a wrap for you. Sorry to tell you, but that's just the way it is. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that clip. As I said before, it's totally raw. It was raw when I recorded it. I'm recording it kind of raw now. Bear with me. But I think the information is valuable. It adds a bit of, an extra layer, if you will, to what your image of Japan, hopefully, So please, once again, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check my description below if you want to hear the full episode. There are full episodes of the podcast across several platforms now. In the beginning, it was only on one platform, but recently I've been stepping it up. So now we're on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, we're on a lot of other platforms. So check the link below and you find the platform which works for you. The link to Anchor below, or you can just search from the platform that works for you. But all right, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget don't forget subscribe, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.